Okay, welcome to week 7. So I owe you guys a midterm study guide. Sorry about that. So I will get that posted early this week, and also I will get all of your stuff graded. I'm behind, but I will catch up this week. I had some craziness. Okay, but get all your stuff turned in. Again, I'm a very merciful grader. Please get your stuff turned in. And this week we're talking about political parties. And so that's just a regular part of our political landscape today, but it wasn't always that way. In fact, the founding fathers were not fans of political parties. George Washington said that he thought that the dominion of one faction, one party, over another would be sharpened by the spirit of revenge. And, we see that, when the Democrats are in power, the Republicans want to overthrow them, and the Republicans are in power, the Democrats want to overthrow them. So the parties would be sharpened by the spirit of revenge, and it would turn into a frightful despotism. So, very negative. But there were always opposing views, and there are always going to be opposing views. Anytime you have more than one person looking at an issue, there are going to be opposing views, and sometimes even just one person. We think about it more and take another position. So when the country was being founded, we had the Federalists, and they were led by Alexander Hamilton and John Adams. They wanted a strong federal government, hence the name Federalist. Banking was a hot topic in the beginning of the Republic. And the Federalists wanted a national bank, and the Democratic Republicans, they opposed it. And so there was division. And then the Democratic Republicans, which were referred to as the Republicans, they were led by Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. So that's really important, because Thomas Jefferson largely on his own wrote the Declaration of Independence. And James Madison is the father of the Constitution. So it's interesting to me, the party that they support, the positions they support, would seem more in line with the founding. But of course, John Adams and Alexander Hamilton, heading up the Federalists, they were also very important founders. So it's interesting. Even among the smartest among us, they're not all going to see things the same way. So it's very, very interesting. So James Madison and Thomas Jefferson favored a weaker federal government, giving more authority to the states and the communities and ultimately individuals. Okay, so the founders, but they continue to view official parties as dangerous factions that would threaten the legacy of the revolution and be harmful to the ideas of good government and national interests. And I think there's an argument to be made that that is true. Sometimes when you take a position, you just want to win. You get to the point you don't even care what's best. You just want to win. And so I can see where that might be true. But after the elections of 1824 and 1828, there became a new view of political parties. And they saw them as good, as vital to the operation of our country, and essential to the success of the Republic. So parties became valued rather than feared. It's interesting how what's wrong yesterday is not wrong today. It's interesting how things shift. And so 1824, that's only about 50 years, not even quite 50 years into the Republic. So change happens fast. It seems slow, but it really happens fast. So I encourage you to think about political parties today. Are you a member of one? Are you an independent? What's your preference? But I definitely encourage you to know, what's your stance? Are you a Democrat? Are you a Republican? Are you a Libertarian? Are you an independent? What are you? That's important to know, because you need to know what you are so you know what you support, what's important to you, and you vote for people who share those same values, or at least espouse those same values. Sometimes we say whatever it takes to get elected, and then that's not who we are. So it's not how we act. Okay, so keep paying attention. Get your assignments turned in. I'll get you a midterm study guide. The midterm is next week. It's not this week. It's next week. And I'm wishing you a great week.